made a can to hold the priming, which is, with the chase, I keep it in the side, there's a toolbox in on the side.
Yeah. Okay,
And
this
then
is
what's that thing that you just were touching?
oil pump.
Okay, and that's the fill for the oil pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the filler for the,
Okay, and there,
and there's a screen in there to keep all the rocks and bogs out.
crud out, okay, interesting. And then that turns and twists, aha.
Like a little sewing machine.
And
No,
it
that's-
says automobiles, Renault, and then Grassage, Graissage,
Yeah.
and it has the numbers, I'm assuming. And this has the full belly pan, and I'm fascinated that
They require a full belly pan because the fan's on the flywheel.
okay, and that,
And
And
the
the-
air comes in the side here, around the back and out here,
and then down, out.
and then down and out.
Okay, because on the Chase, it had a belly pan, and it had a cast iron flywheel, and the belly pan was fairly close, but then where the firewall was, they actually put in special pieces of wood around the fan to make it a tight fit. And there was a half-moon opening in the hood with a shelf around the cylinders, and the air was drawn in, down or over the cylinders and out. And that fan was a fan that Grandfather Chase designed when he was at Franklin. And they used that fan, but he was able to take the patent with him when in 1907, when he went to make his own automobile. He was an engineer at Franklin for a couple of years prior to, which was also in Syracuse.
Well, I was about to say, another Syracuse company.
Yeah, and, but anyway, wow, so, and the motor is, when I looked at the picture of the spare motor, I looked at it, I couldn't figure it out, and I finally realized it's turned around, the shaft is where it goes into the flywheel, and I was looking at, I think, I forget, for me it was that side of the engine, and I finally figured it out and said, okay, it's turned around backwards, that's not the crank end, that's the other end. But that is a neat motor, and now this is upside down, 38938.
That's the casting number.
Okay, all right.
I believe that's the casting number.
All right. Wow, and it's,
I have all the numbers written down
okay,
in the books.
okay. All right.
Doug, this is Ron.
Oh, Ron,
Hi.
how do you do? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And this is my wife Beverly.
I
Beverly?
forgot while you guys were busy with your heads inside the car.
Yeah, no, this is, and, great, and this is a choke.
Now, do you
Yes.
have the
No,
3G or
this
the?
actually doesn't do anything.
It records about 6 hours of video.
Oh, it's a
the
dash
video.
pot, which
Yeah,
which
Yeah, so I have
depresses
to
the
hold on.
float.
well, this is
Oh,
the
the
float
theory?
here, and that's the float dash pot.
Ah,
This is the auxiliary air valve,
okay,
and the mixture is controlled by a screw, a set screw is down here, and you back that off, and you turn this disc, you can see
Yeah.
from here, turn it around until down in here, you see little holes
Yeah.
down here,
and you can,
and you can see some of them are partially blocked off,
okay,
and it's about half off now.
okay,
And that controls the mixture, rich and lean,
okay.
and that's the way you control that.
And then you fix that, so
Yeah.
it doesn't adjust as time goes on. Huh. And
Ron
you
is-
said that you would replace the carburetor with the original one that,
Yeah, this is the original one.
okay.
This is the blue Renault special.
Oh, and then, I guess the
Just
gas
let it run?
intake must be this pipe down below.
It'll
Where it goes through the,
Okay,
And
I'm
that-
videotaping, Doug,
and that
thanks to
goes,
Ron.
oh, okay, and that goes back, and then up to the gas tank.
Up to the gas tank.
Okay.
Shut off valve in the gas tank. These are the priming cups, the leads to be primed.
Ah, okay,
Now, the other one of these
uh-huh,
is in the box under the front seat.
okay,
And this arrangement here tells you when it gets to top dead center, you can loosen this and bring it down to the piston just touches it and that'll give you top dead center.
Really?
It's not a very accurate arrangement, but it was the best they could come up with at the time, I guess. I have extra spark plugs down there too. The only problems I had, I think once in a while I had to change the spark plug about once every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Now, these aren't pipe thread, are they, or are they a metric thread?
No, they're regular
Is that-
thread, I think 16 or 18 millimeters.
Okay,
And the other than that, I had 2 flat tires.
okay. And these are
And
clincher?
These are clinchers.
Now, are
Dunlops,
these Model T 30 by 3s, or?
they're 22 inch,
Okay,
so, but Dunlop still makes them,
okay. The 710 by 90,
710,
okay.
so everything is measured.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Very interesting. Well, as I said, we were on a tour one time, and Dorothy Grace and her husband were there with her Renault, not his, and she was nursing. So she would come out in the morning and get in the car, and it was her car, and her husband would come out and get into their big 4-door pickup truck with the 2 baby seats, and she would go off and he would follow her, and at the coffee breaks, she would get out and take the baby and go off discreetly and nurse the baby, and then bring him back, and we'd finish the tour. At the end of the day, she would put on her jumpsuit, and she would go around the car and do all the oiling, and that car ran like a top. And